Alright guys, well since you're here I have a treat for you. Today's topic is co-signing loans and getting somebody to co-sign a loan for you. And truth be told, it is a crap plan to co-sign a loan for somebody. I hate to be the one that tells you this, but it is. There's a lot of reasons why, but the biggest reason that should convince you is that 3 out of every 4 co-signed loans, co-signed credit things at all, end in default. That means 3 out of every 4 credit cards that are co-signed for, the person defaults on them. Houses, apartments, car loans, most of the time they go bad. And since most of the time you get help from a family member to or a friend, a close friend, to co-sign a loan for you, that means a huge portion of the time it's going to end in some sort of drama and hard feelings, okay? Basically, if you are trying to do something and you are told that you need a co-signer to get that car, that apartment, that house, that student loan, that credit card, that is a huge, huge red flag to you, a huge sign that you need to wait on whatever it is. You need to work. Typically, it's a case of an income challenge, not having enough income to really be able to cover the debt. You need to build your credit, and you need to save. That is what those things are really telling you. Okay? Now, banks love it. Banks are quick to suggest getting a cosigner. They love when people get cosigners because then they have 2 chances, twice the chance of that loan getting paid back, of them getting their money back out of the whole deal. Remember, financial institutions are the biggest gamblers. Okay? So, two chances of getting their money back is always going to be better than 1. Now, why do I say that there's, in particular, it's a bad plan to be a cosigner? Well, there is just no upside in it, guys. When you co-sign a loan, the person that co-signs is on the hook for the entirety of the debt, okay? They think that they're just on the hook for the debt if the person can't pay, and that's not true, because it's going to impact their credit score and hinder their chances of being able to get loans and whatnot. Worse, the co-signer, the person that co-signed your loan, is going to be on the hook for late fees, collection fees, legal fees, all that jazz if you fall behind on your debt. Okay? Co-signer's credit is going to take a hit just at the very beginning because of the hard request that's processed on their credit file. Okay? Plus, their credit score is going to take a hit because of the increased debt-to-income ratio. Since they're on the hook for the entirety of the debt, of course, it reflects on their credit report, which means it could possibly show up as a complete second house or extra car, whatever, on their credit report. The loan, if you co-sign a loan, the loan can be late without you ever knowing about it. See, you're kind of trusting the person that you co-signed for to let you know if they run into financial hardships, right? That's the agreement that we make. That's the understanding that takes place. Unfortunately, most people don't do that. When financial hardships take place, they're embarrassed, first of all, and they a lot of times suffer from this idea that, oh well, I'll be able to take care of it next month if such and such happens. And more often than not, they are way behind before you become aware of the problem when you've co-signed for somebody. Another thing is, it is nearly impossible to get off of a loan once you've co-signed for somebody. Really, the only way that you can do it is if the person that you co-signed for is able to take on the full responsibility for the loan themselves and refinances or does whatever they need to do in order to get you off of it. In other words, cancels that credit card, gets a different one just in their own name, pays off the loan either by refinancing it or actually doing all the work and paying for it. It could literally plague a person. If you've co-signed a loan, it could literally plague you for decades. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you're a parent that's co-signing a student loan for your kids. Okay, if you've co-signed a student loan for your kids, it doesn't stop showing up on your credit report until it is completely paid off. So if your kid is going to school and getting a 5-year degree, a bachelor's degree, which tends to take 5 years to get these days. Okay, well then it's 5 years before they're remotely going to start paying back that loan, right? And then once they do start paying back that loan, typically it could take 20 to 25 years for that loan to be paid back. That's literally the same amount of time that most mortgages are scheduled to be paid back in. And so if you've co-signed a student loan or a mortgage on your credit score, they could be kind of the same thing as far as how long they're showing up there. Hopefully that is starting to help clear some of this up. Now, there are other options. I think I'm going to dedicate an entirely different video to some of the other options, but the biggest one is what I said in the beginning. I didn't bury the lead. The biggest option that you've got is to wait, to work, to build your credit, and to save up some money. A lot of times, if you've got some money saved up to put as a down payment on the house, it opens up more doors and options for you, right? A lot of times, if you just save up a little money and get a secured credit card, you could start building your credit score. And if the credit score is what was holding you back, then in a year or less, that could be fixed. And it's no big deal to wait a year. Okay? So there are some other options. My advice to you is a hard and fast if you're thinking about co-signing a loan for somebody. Or if whatever you're doing is telling you, hey, you need a co-signer, don't. Wait. Figure something else out. And if you've got questions about any of this, if you've got questions about what exactly something means that I talk about in one of my videos, hit me up with that stuff. Put it in the comments below the video. Hit me up when I'm on Twitch or Xbox. Send it to me at fustyandfinance@gmail.com.